All right, for these last three, we're just going to get them calculator ready, put them in the calculator, and find the intersection the same way that we did when we had linear functions. We just have to keep in mind that they may have two solutions or none at all. So we have to keep that in mind. We'll have to find both. All right, so the first thing we need to do is get these equations solved for y. So for the first one, we see that the y is over here on the left side along with the 4x. So we're going to need to move this over here to the other side. To do that, you're going to perform the opposite operation. So you're just going to subtract 4x. So you're going to subtract 4x here. So for the first one, we're going to have x squared. I'm going to rearrange this and put the negative 4x next, and then plus 8. It really doesn't matter because you're putting them in the calculator, so it doesn't care what order you put them in. So if you put in x squared plus 8 minus 4x, that would be perfectly acceptable. All right, here's our y for this one. So we're going to move the x over, and we're going to subtract it, and then we're going to take the 8, move it over, and we're going to add it. So we have y equals, the 0 can just go away, so that's just negative x plus 8. So these are the two equations that we're going to plug into our calculator. So I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to type in x squared minus 4x plus 8, and then negative x plus 8. Make sure right here that you put negative and not the minus sign. If it's between two terms, you use the minus sign. If it's at the beginning, you got to make sure you use the negative. All right, so we're going to hit graph. And there's our line, our quadratic. And there, so we see that it crosses twice. So we're going to do second trace 5. And then we're going to move the cursor, which is already close to that one. So we're just going to, once we get it close to one of the intersections, we're going to hit enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And it says intersection is 0, 8. So that's going to be one of our answers, 0, 8. And then we're going to do it again, second trace 5. And then we're going to move closer to the other intersection. And then we're going to hit enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And that's 3, 5. So that's all there is to it, guys. All you got to do is put it in the calculator, second trace 5. You want to move left and right till you get closer to the intersection, okay? Make sure you do second trace 5 before you move anything, or you're going to mess it up like I just did. All right, and so those are our two solutions right here. All right, on to the next one. So again, we got to get it calculator ready. We got to solve them for y. So we're going to take the x squared, and we're going to move it over, and that's going to become negative x squared. And we're going to take the negative 25 and move it over, and it's going to be plus 25. So that's going to be our first one. Y equals negative x squared plus 25. And then for this one, I just got to move the 5x over. And when I do, I've already got another x over there, so I just need to combine those together. So 3x minus 5x is going to give me negative 2x plus 10. Again, because you're putting it in the calculator doesn't matter. If it's simplified, it will do it. So if you put in 3x plus 10 minus 5x, it's going to give you the same exact answer. I just like to clean it up because it's good to get in the habit of that. All right, so then we got negative x squared plus 25. And then negative 2x plus 10. Now I can already tell because I've got numbers like 25 and 10. I may not be able to see anything on here. And so I'm probably going to have to zoom out. Oops. So I see one of the intersections, but the other intersection is way up here. So I'm going to adjust. You can either zoom out or adjust your window. I'm just going to change this to go all the way up my y, all the way up to 30. And let's see if that works. And I just picked 30 because it was bigger than 25. There we go. I can see both of them now. All right, so we're just going to do second trace 5. I'm going to move close to one of the intersections and then hit enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And so negative 316 is one of my answers. And then we're going to do second trace 5. and then move to the other one. You want to make sure that you hit second trace 5 before you move left and right. And when you get close to that, you're going to hit enter 3 times. And so that's 5, 0. Alright, and then for the last one, we're going to do the same thing. Since we adjusted our screen, if you want to fix it, you just hit second plus 7, 1, 2, and it will reset everything back to normal. Okay, so again, we got to get it calculator ready. So we're going to take this -3, move it over and add it. And then for this one, this is kind of like back in the good old days, we had to get y by itself. We can't just move. So we're going to take this 2x and move it over. And then we're going to have to divide everything by -4. And so for this one, well, the bottom one, we're going to get y equals, those cancel. This is 1/2 x plus 6. So I just put my x term first. -2 over -4 is 1/2. And then -24 divided by -4 is +6. And then for the first one, that was just 4x squared plus 7x plus 3. All right. Of course, you can do the parentheses like we showed you before when it was in standard form, kind of that shortcut to put it in the calculator. So if you want to do it that way, that looks like this. So you would have parenthesis -24 minus 2x, and then divide by -4. We ran out of room, but that would be the shortcut, how we did it with the other examples. Okay, so we'll go to y equals 4x squared plus 7x plus 3, and then 1/2 x, so just 1 divided by 2, x plus 6, graph. So there's my line. And I can see that it crosses twice, so we're going to have 2 answers. Remember, if it doesn't cross, you don't have to do anything. You just say no solution. So second trace 5, move closer to 1, enter, enter, enter. So -2, 5. And then second trace 5, move over to the other one, enter, enter, enter. This time I got decimals, which that's probably going to happen. And 6.1875. All right, now on your assignment. So here's your assignment. It's on the back. So just flip it over. You're going to have 4 that you have to graph. So you'll just put them in the calculator, get your table, graph them, just like we did on these. And then at the bottom, you've got 3 problems that you can just plug right into the calculator. And then you have 3 problems that you're going to have to get calculator ready and then put them in the calculator. Okay? I know that the line for a solution is small, but you can just write them on top of each other. So just keep in mind, some may have 2 answers, some may have 1, and then some may just be no solution.